guys just took forever. They took forever for these crates. It was so frustrating. It was over 2 hours to load 8 little crates, you guys. Then I got a small partial at the rear of the trailer. I thought it was going to be a lot smaller, but it's totally fine. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. That's dropping in Vegas. This is actually 4 of these 8 crates is going to Salt Lake, and the other 4 are going to Harriman, Utah. Yeah, I've kind of planned myself to go up to northern Utah because I have a special load coming out of southern Idaho. So tell you more about that in a little bit, you guys. We're just waiting on one more piece, and then we're going to get out of here, Eric and I. And since that's dropping off in Vegas, that's where we have to stay because it's about 5:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday. And obviously that place is going to be closed by the time we get there. So we'll have to drop it off in the morning. Once we empty this back spot, this back 21 feet or whatever of deck space, I'll just find another car in Vegas that goes up to Salt Lake with us. Then we'll go to TH Fuel, and I've got a car to pick up from Avis going to Salt Lake. So we're about to fill this space that we're opening up now. We're about to fill it up. It's a $300 bill. It's about 80 cents a mile. It's not, you know, huge money, but it's going to make the load and the trailer feel a lot better. And it's definitely going to, you know, add to that grand total. I mean, why go 350 or 70 miles, you know, with a half empty trailer? Not me.
Hey, Natalie.
Hey, what's going on with this load, lady?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. Did you talk to the delivery location?
Did I talk to yeah, I talked to both delivery sites. This is one pickup.
You talked to them and they told you that they don't have any equipment to load it?
Yeah, one is the play place is going to this lady's house. She was like, hey, I told him I don't have any way to get this stuff off. And I'm like, well, I don't have any way to get this stuff off. I'm just one lady. Like, how do you want me to unload 4,000 pounds? And then I talked to the guy at the restaurant. He says he's in downtown Salt Lake City. There's not even a place to park my truck over there. And one of his crates is, you know, 600 pounds. How am I supposed to get this off? I'm just learning about this right now.
All right, give me 5 minutes, okay? Okay.
All right, guys, I'm totally pissed off. It doesn't happen very often that, you know, we come across one of these loads, but every once in a while, you know, a hotshot gets stiffed, and this is turning into one of those things. The crates that we loaded yesterday in Southern California was 1 pick, 2 drops. It was from a freight forwarder, and each of the drops, one is a restaurant in Salt Lake City, and the other one is a private party in the outskirts of Salt Lake City. Each client has 4 crates. The bigger crates are actually a play place that's completely disassembled, and it's been crated. The freight forwarder, you know, failed to mention to me, and the broker failed to mention to me, this, you know, neither one of these parties at destination has the capacity or the equipment to offload these pieces from my trailer. So I call up the customers just to make sure everybody's going to be ready, as I always do. They're like, oh, do you have a lift gate? Do you have a forklift? And I'm like, no. They're like, well, I told the broker like 20, 30 times, like, I don't have any way to unload this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know, dude, but, you know, obviously they don't care about you. They don't care about me. And we just got to make the best out of it. The restaurant that's taking the 4 smaller crates, I suggested to him to call tow truck companies, and that he and I, you know, I can meet a tow truck somewhere close to the restaurant. One of his crates is about 600 pounds. I don't know what's in it, but it's definitely not something that we can offload by hand. So I suggested to him to find a tow truck company that, you know, can butt their truck up to my truck or whatever, and we'll kind of push him off onto his trailer, onto his tow truck. Now the other one is the 4 large crates, probably about a total of 5,000 pounds. It's a disassembled playground, like I said, And this lady, it's going to her backyard, you know, and she's like, well, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, you need about, if you want to do this by hand, which I don't suggest, but if you want to do it by hand, it's going to be probably 4 hours, and we're going to have to physically offload it, and I'm going to need like 5 extra guys to help do this. We'll have to just break down the crates and do it piece by piece. And she's like, well, what's the other option? I said, well, I got a forklift certified guy with me. I happen to have one with me, which I never do, but I do this trip. So if you can manage renting a forklift right now, this afternoon, it is 1:30. If you can rent a forklift and get it dropped off to your house tomorrow morning, you know, we can offload the crates with a forklift and it'll take us 15 minutes. Each of these customers is now on a mission because the freight forwarder or the broker or whoever did not do their jobs. So the load is paying decent for the miles, but now that it's turning into a headache, of course, I'm trying to get with the broker and tell them, hey, this is not what I signed up for. You guys did not explain this to me. And now everybody is in a mad rush in order to make arrangements because you guys did not, you know, sell this job correctly. So hopefully I can get some money out of it, you guys. She's supposed to call me back. That was her. She's like, oh, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. You know, I don't know how this is going to go, but if she does call back, I'll record it and we'll see how things go. I don't know, but the trailer's got to get empty, and it's going to get empty tomorrow morning one way or another. So we'll see. Happy Thursday, you guys. I am still smiling, but I'm still a little bit upset about this load, these crates. I went back and forth with the representative at the brokerage. She didn't want to call me back. She really only wanted to deal with me via text message. She could not communicate very well. I don't think English was her first or primary language. So we had that little bit of a breakdown. If I thought she spoke Spanish, but I don't know what the heck she spoke, she would barely call me for, 2 seconds. I couldn't catch her accent, but if I thought she spoke Spanish, I would just, rant at her in Spanish. No problem, right? I can do that. But I don't know what the hell she spoke or where she's from or, just another small frustrating part. I know I look Caucasian, but I'm certainly not. I'm a whole mix of a whole lot of things. She wouldn't talk to me on the phone. She would only text me. And so you guys are seeing the text chain, basically what happened all yesterday. I'm going back and forth with her, and Eric's just like laughing at me, and I'm just like explaining the story as it goes by because he's driving and I'm on the phone trying to, manage this situation. I sent her photos of the load and I'm like, this cannot be done by hand. I did not tell her about Eric. I said, look, I am one woman. There's no way that I can physically offload 5,000 pounds of play set material, parts and pieces on my own. If I had not been proactive in reaching out to the customers and letting them know what kind of equipment I have, what the situation is, what my ETA is, if I hadn't been proactive in communicating with these customers, Eric and I probably would have been screwed this morning. So just a really frustrating situation. Then this broker sends me information. She's like, well, I'll send you to drop the pieces off at a cross dock. I said, great. Send me the information for the cross dock. She sends me information for the cross dock. I call the cross dock because, again, I am learned. I know, right? You don't go off of somebody's word, especially after every situation that I've come, every communication that I have had with this woman has been like bad. I call the cross dock. You will not believe the cross dock, the guy answers. He's from Illinois. I'm in Salt Lake City. And I'm like, hey, I'm calling to see what are your guys' hours, for Salt Lake City. And he's like, oh, we're not open. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what time will you be open tomorrow? Oh, we're not opening for another month, he tells me. So here I go back on the phone with this dang lady again. And I'm like, look, you send me to a cross dock. It's not even open for business for another month. Like, you're nuts. I said, what if I would have gone to that cross dock and wasted my time, which probably was what she wanted me to do in the first place, or what she was banking on for me to do was, not catch her in her crap, let's just say. So it was just a total mess yesterday, really frustrating, a big waste of time trying to communicate with this broker. I got him to go up $100, so the $1,100 rate went to $1,200. I got a new rate con for that, but that's like, chump change. This doesn't even pay for all the time yesterday texting this crazy lady. But anyway, got her to go up a little bit, and long story short, the customers have made their own arrangements because, yeah, they want their stuff. So they went ahead and made their own arrangements, and we're just kind of going to bypass everybody else and do this directly. The play place lady, she managed to find a forklift guy who's gonna come. Hopefully everything goes smoothly there, so we get in and out within 15 minutes this morning. It's 6:40 local time, and the first drop that we're gonna do is the 4 smaller crates of the gentleman's restaurant equipment. He's like, I rented a pallet jack, and meet me at this other address so I can load the crate. Then we'll go to the play place lady, and her rented equipment at 10 o'clock this morning. Hopefully things go smoothly. This broker also for these crates is going to cash app me the money for the load, so at least that's good. I'm going to get paid same day for this, you know, nightmare of a load. We'll see how it goes, and I'll give you guys a recap as soon as it's done. That's the tow truck. 1, 2, 3, 4 crates were just offloaded from my trailer, and the tow truck came to help. They were right there, and we offloaded them here at this truck stop so that they could get them on the tow truck. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Both deliveries went pretty smoothly. It was only due to my forward thinking and communication with these customers that myself and Eric and the customers were able to coordinate other ways of getting their crates off of my trailer. If I had waited, or if I hadn't communicated so well with the customers, this broker was never going to tell me what was going on realistically with these loads, and Eric and I would have been really screwed if we just showed up and didn't make any phone calls. So that's the lesson. That's the point of today's story, is never trust the broker. If you're going to run off the open market, always call your customers, whether they're private party or whether they are another business. Make sure you know their receiving hours, make sure that they are equipped to offload your trailer, or else you could be stuck somewhere with a load on your trailer. Just dropping off the car and collecting a check, quick little $300 COD. This is loaded miles, 765. This is all miles from the time I left my house, 823. And I believe it was 700 for the drop to Vegas, $300 for the car, so that's 1,000. And then 1,200 for the crates, so that is 2,200 on 800, a little over 800 miles. So it's about 250 or something like that a mile. Not bad, not bad. I have a little bit of a trek to head into southern Idaho, where we're going to pick up our next load.